All right, welcome to another episode of At Your Warehouse. I'm Carrie Underwood, and yes, there's underwear on my head. And we're not going to acknowledge the background today. Today, we're going to talk about arrows. And what do I mean by arrows? I'm talking about arrows on boxes. I got people commenting about arrows and how they need to be up. Let me show you this. We got, as a trainer, I can't stand when cases are placed on their side, especially when it is clear the box says this side up. Regardless, I truly appreciate you people who are order selectors. All right, thank you for that, but I have to strongly disagree. First off, so we're gonna talk about damaged boxes. So this is a upside box, arrow up. It's up, but the box is still squished. All right, it still looks like it was turned on its side. So is the box back here. It's also got a crease in it. Why does it have a crease on it? Oh, this one also has a crease on it. I haven't even stacked it yet. It's got a crease on it. Oh, this one's also got a crease on it. Why? Why do these have creases on them? I haven't even stacked them on their sides yet. Well, we have something called the clamper. These are all freezer boxes, and so whenever pallets boxes come in, they come in a big giant stack, and they have to lump them into smaller pallets, and they use this thing called the clamper, and they clamp it, squeeze the whole thing, lift it up, put it onto another pallet. Well, sometimes they squeeze too hard. All right, so these boxes are already damaged. It has nothing to do with whether or not they're stacked on their side or not. And if I stacked it on its side, guarantee I'm going to get blamed for it. So anyway, and then how else are these boxes getting damaged? Well, this is a fragile box. So this is a fragile box. Oh, look, another fragile box. What do all these fragile boxes have in common? They're on the upper dang pick slot, okay? It's not my fault. If I have to grab a box that's in the upper pick slot and I use my case hook, pull it down, it's going to get damaged, especially if it says fragile on it. It's going to be damaged. I have nothing to do with that. That's not my fault. That's a warehouse fault, all right? That's their problem, all right? But guess what? As an order selector, you're going to get blamed for that, and that's not fair. And look at this. Here's another box that's been damaged. Who did that? Well, that was a dang high lift. They ain't an order selector. They ain't smashed the box, put it back in the dang slot. Here's another one. This is high lift work. This is them shoving shit into slots and not looking, smashing these boxes. All right. So there's so many ways these boxes are getting damaged, and every time they point at you, the order selector, because you're the bottom of the totem pole. All right. You're the guy they all want to blame. And it's not your fault. I'm here to tell you it's not all, well, sometimes it's your fault. Very rarely is it your fault. 90% of the time, it's not your fault. Even if you stacked it on its side, upside down, whatever. It's probably not your fault. Okay? And I'm going to get a lot of hack for this. People are going to say, hey, man, you got to stack those up. That's my pet peeve. People like Tim Reviews Everything. He's got a pet peeve about arrows up. And the guy commented has a pet peeve about it. I have a pet peeve about people who have a pet peeve about arrows. Okay? Doesn't matter. All right? It's not the order selector's problem. It is a manufacturer problem. It is a supplier problem. It is a warehouse problem. But it's not an order selector's problem. If you're coming through there and grabbing boxes at your set speed, your standards, you don't have time to read a box and see whether there's an error on it, let alone figure out what's in the box, determine how you need to flip it. Now, there is a time where I say, okay, those arrows need to be up. If you know for sure that product is going to be damaged by you turning it upside down, then don't do it. Like if it's grapes or something that has a big open top. All right, that's stupid. Don't flip those grapes upside down. It's a bad idea. Or cake. Cake is in a box. It's sitting straight up. If you flip that upside down, it's going to damage the icing on it. But some of this stuff, it's like, why does it have arrows on it? It's like a bag of peas. I have a boxes here. This right here. These are all boxes of peas and carrots. Bags of peas and carrots. If that box is upside down or right side up, it's not going to change how those peas and carrots arrive. It's just they want to put a fucking arrow on it. And they made a bad box that doesn't stack well when it's upright. It stacks much better when it's upside down. It's more stronger. Look how solid that load is. If I flipped those upside down, that thing would have fallen over. Or if I flipped them right side up, it would have fallen over. Okay, so there's so many times where sometimes you just have to do what is right and not worry about what's written on the box. Okay. Now, if that's going to get you in trouble, stack them up right. Stack them with the arrows up. Don't listen to me. Just do what you're supposed to do. But if it doesn't matter, you're not going to get in trouble for it. It's not your problem, for sure. That is not your problem. That the manufacturers or the suppliers need to get together, and if they have a problem with the boxes, if there's a problem, they need to have a set of 2 or 3 sizes of boxes to choose from. And it's either 1, 2, or 3, and they can all match up, and you can line them up however, and they can all have arrows up, so you can stack them nicely together. But when you got all these different size, I happen to get a lot of similar size boxes there, but a lot of times that doesn't happen. You get all these different size boxes, and sometimes you got to turn them sideways to make them fit right. And it's going to be better in the long run. You're not going to have a whole pallet. You could lose an entire order, damage all the product because you stacked that one box upright and just for the arrows. Okay, I'm just saying it's not that big a deal unless you're going to absolutely damage product. Don't worry about it. It's not like especially if you know what's in there. Like it's peas. It's something that doesn't really matter. Okay, and even if it does, it's not your fault. It's not your problem. All right, if it was your problem, they would lower your standards and say, hey, you take your time, figure out what's in the box. Okay, decide how it should be stacked, and then stack it. Okay, but they don't give you that kind of time, do they? I guarantee they don't. They say go as fast as humanly possible, stack those boxes without thinking, make it instinct. And that's what I tell people that are order. It's instinct. You're just setting the box down and you're not thinking about it. That's how you stack. That's how you're supposed to stack. And if you don't have time for that, all right. And this is my hot take. I hope y'all have a great New Year's. And if y'all want to blow up my comments with some nonsense about arrows, go ahead. I don't really care. It's really a personal preference, and it's not going to make you a bad stacker just because you put arrows upside down. In fact, if you can be dynamic, all right, and not be so set in your ways that this is the way. Okay, there is no this is the way. You have to be dynamic. You have to change with the boxes. You have to change with the order. You can't always stack a certain way. You have to change you can't just be so rigid, okay? Because that's how you just become, I don't know, just annoying to me. I hate people that are so rigid, like this is how you have to do it, and any other way is the wrong way. There's so many different ways to do things, and no matter what anybody tells you, like, you're all gonna have your own best way of doing it. Okay. Like and subscribe. Blah blah blah. Have a great day.